So this morning I was sat in meditation and I received this amazing download, this amazing piece of wisdom that has changed the way I look at my morning routine. And I really wanted to share this with you because it was just so profound. So I can't even remember now whether I asked the question or whether it just came to me, but I was meditating this morning and the message that came through was that your spiritual practice, your consciousness practice, your life practice should not be determined by a spiritual practice. And what I mean by that is that when you get up in the morning, your practice does not begin when you press play on that meditation track. It doesn't begin when you open your journal and start to write, or when you roll out your yoga mat, or whatever it is, the physical beginning of that practice that you have chosen as your spiritual practice. What begins your spiritual practice is the moment that you are conscious, you are awake. That is when your practice begins. And for so long, what I had been doing is I'd been getting into this loop, this cycle, whereby, so I've got a good morning routine going in which I get up and I journal. Sometimes I meditate. I do some sort of body movement, whether that's exercise or kind of expressive dance, something like that. So I've got all of these things lined up as part of my morning routine. But what happens is, if for some reason I can't get to them, I don't end up doing them because life just happens. I'm a mum of 2 kids, and quite often if I'm just thrown into having to do something with them, that morning routine gets put on hold temporarily. And what has been happening is, a lot of the time, if I don't get to doing those practices, it's almost like me saying to myself, okay, well, the day's not set up right. I'm going to struggle today. And it's almost like I've created these beliefs around that morning routine. Yes, having a morning routine is very beneficial and it gets you set up right for the day. But the message that I received this morning in meditation was that your practice begins straight away. And if you don't utilize those first few seconds, then you're missing out on precious time. You're already kind of fighting the current. Whereas if you can start your practice in those first few seconds, then you have much more of an opportunity to then use your spiritual practice to enhance that state that you're already in, rather than using your spiritual practice to then try and claw your way back into a good place. So what my guides were saying to me this morning was, when I first wake up, so recently I've been having, my youngest has been sleeping in the bed with me. She's not been very well. So she's been in there with me and I've been, able to look after her throughout the night. And so the first thing that happens is, when I wake up, I'm not on my own. I'm not in that space where I'm able to just sit and meditate or journal. Like, it's not a particularly easy situation to do that. And so I've just been sort of going, okay, well, there's nothing I can do, until I can get that space by myself. I was allowing those physical conditions around me to dictate what my point of attraction was. But what my guides were saying to me this morning was that in those first few seconds that I wake up, even if my daughter's next to me, even if she's cuddled up next to me and I'm not on my own, or there's something going on, those first few moments when I can keep my eyes closed, I can open them, those are the moments that I need to focus on. And yes, I can still do my meditation, I can still do my journaling and all of those other great things that, inspire my morning and get my energy going. But if I'm not taking advantage of those first few moments, then all of that other stuff is kind of just like extra fluff. So what they were saying was, in those first few moments, it is important to get your focus for the day nailed. in those first few moments. So what is my focus going to be? Is my focus going to be, what am I grateful for? What am I appreciative of? What is it that I'm loving? What am I excited about for the day? What in my reality is showing me that there's abundance? Those are the types of things that I certainly have been channeled and guided to focus on first thing in the morning. Then I can do my journaling. Then I can do my meditation, because I've already started the momentum first thing. Whereas what can happen is in those first few moments, we might just suddenly switch to like, what is our to-do list? Or we might look at our phone and then it starts a story going. Or if we've got young children, they might come in and then it's instantly into that like interaction. So if you can wake up, set your alarm to just give yourself just a few minutes earlier before anything else happens, and then do nothing, just lay there, but be conscious, be aware, and then set the intentions for the day, set your focus for the day. It's like setting your navigation system up. It's like, imagine that you wake up and today is a journey and you have to travel somewhere today. It doesn't have to be physically, but you're going to go on this journey throughout your day. And what you need to do first thing in the morning to get to that destination, which is the end of the day, with the journey in between, is you need to set the coordinates into your sat nav. And the coordinates are what is going to determine how that day goes about. So is it that your focus is going to be on everything that you can be grateful for? Is it going to be that you're going to see abundance and you're going to see beauty and you're going to see creativity and inspiration and opportunities are going to come to you? Or are the first thoughts, oh, I've got to do this. Oh, how am I going to find the time to do this? What about that? Like, oh, I've just been woken up, like I didn't have a good night's sleep. Like, can you see how those thoughts instantly start us rolling down the momentum of a path that then becomes much harder to try and turn around? So then when we finally sit down to do our meditation or our journaling or whatever your morning practice is, we're already having to do a lot more extra work because those first few moments weren't fully utilized. So I just wanted to jump on and share that with you, because for me, I think this is going to be such a profound shift in how I start my mornings, is being conscious of those first few moments of being awake. And just, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It just has to be a few things of what I'm grateful for. What is it that I love? Where am I like noticing abundance? Something is, a few sentences that come to mind. So think about this when it comes to your own practice, because so often we rely on pressing play on that meditation recording or getting that journal and that notepad. And whilst these are amazing practices, what can happen is we root ourselves to them and we become attached to them, and then we form beliefs that say, unless I have done this particular activity, my day is not going to be plain sailing. It's not going to be a smooth ride. It's going to be hard work. But really, the practice is just being conscious in any moment and conscious of how we feel and where our point of attraction, where are we pointing our point of attraction? Is it towards those higher vibrations or is it towards those lower vibrations? And that is really the practice. And all of those other practices help enhance that. So give this a go. Try it out for a week. Just see what happens. This is definitely something that I'm going to be doing first thing tomorrow morning. And see what a difference it makes. See if it enhances your spiritual practice. If when you then go to those morning practices, you find yourself able to really get into them, really enjoy them, really get the most out of them, rather than using them as this modality to try and shift our vibration, when really we could have jumped on that first thing in the morning or like in those first few moments. So give it a go. I wanted to share it with you because I just think it's so profound. And I've got a live that I am jumping on and doing tomorrow, which is all about turning up the dial on your intuition. And so this kind of comes into all of this like morning practice stuff. So if you're available, it's at 11 a.m., 11 GMT UK time on Monday, 13th of November. Come on, drop me your questions around intuition. Let's have a really fantastic discussion around intuition and how we can start to tap into it more. And if you are watching this and it's gone past the 13th of November, then make sure you check out the video, because I'll leave the replay on my channel. And for any of you that want to start receiving little nuggets of inspiration, little nuggets of empowerment and downloads, then make sure you check out the description box, because in there there's a link to sign up for my newsletter, where I will send you messages of love, empowerment, expansion, and consciousness. All good stuff to come to your inbox. So have a beautiful day, and I will catch you in the next video.